Hello everyone, my name is Zan and I'm here with my second log of the day because, as I mentioned before, no internet. That's exciting. Anyways, um, yeah, with this hunt I'll be caught up on my logs and practice with Uth Duna. Even though I don't like him much, I'm still committed to practicing. I still want to do proof of hero, and I got to commit to my practice. I gotta make sure I practice and make sure I am well prepared for that proof of a hero. Yeah, perfect. Offset him. My last hunt went pretty well, but oh, that counted us too. Let's go. We take it. Love it when he counts as two offsets. Move around. Start hitting his veil. We really want to get rid of that. It'll make doing damage a lot easier, and it'll also stumble him once it finally gets around to it. Oh, that didn't count as an offset. He's gonna roll over? Yep. I tried to go under it. I was not fast enough, unfortunately. Oh, breaking some of his veil. Go. Oh, let's stay away. That will still hit us really hard if we aren't careful. If you're too close to the body slam, even though you're not hit by it, you'll still get knocked around. So that's the extra care. Nice, good offset, good offset. I'm very humble. I'm just complimenting myself. I'm just built different. I'm just so good at this game. See? Oh, now I'm getting carried away. But I do try to Dark Soul roll past a lot of attack. Because obviously I've played a good amount of Dark Souls. I've played some of one. I've never really finished the game. I have played Dark Souls 3 and its DLCs. I have played that one through with a couple of friends. And then I've played through Elden Ring quite a few times. That one, and not only that, but I've been playing it again, but with the Convergence mod. I'm so behind, that's not gonna hit. I also didn't reach it. Whoops. Oh well. Pushing waves around are not a threat. And there he goes. Ooh, barely got that offset in. Worth it though. We take those. Nope. I didn't want to spin. I wanted to stop it right away. My bad. Ooh, close. I feel like I was saying something. Now I don't remember. Perfect. Another offset. Ooh, and he has Tempered Wound. So if you can just break that by hitting it hard. Oh my goodness, so much damage there. There we go. Got so much damage there. Go there, come back in, and start hitting the wounds. Perfect. Offset that. God, missed him. God, do that. We do the Dark Souls roll. Oh, I was talking about Elden Ring and the Convergence mod. Elden Ring has a lot of mods, obviously, but the Convergence mod is more of an overhaul and makes a lot of changes to the game itself, and it's pretty cool. It makes it feel much more like a Dark Souls game, more linear, and has a path to follow, and less open world. I think it's pretty good, to be honest. I think it's much more enjoyable that way. In my okay, I wasn't even close that time. Oh my goodness, I wasn't even close to that attack. I was not only outside of the attack itself, but outside of the outer radius of it too. The water didn't hit me either. That was so messed up. Oh, I knocked him out of the veil though now. So now we can just start swinging at him and just doing lots of damage. Preferably, maybe let's go for this leg and get that tempered wound at some point. Now would be a really good time to be going for that tempered wound. I know, Souls-likes and Monster Hunter aren't necessarily comparable, but there's partially a good reason as to why they're compared very often. They're both games that have a tendency of making you think about games differently and generally have a higher difficulty than normal games. By normal games, I'm probably referring to like, well, obviously most Nintendo games are pretty easy. A lot of, and a lot of other games I can't name off the top of my head. Probably like MMORPGs I consider pretty easy. Just games that really like telling you what you need to do. Lots of markers and stuff like that. Granted, Monster Hunter has some of those, right? Like, it's a campaign-oriented thing. It has a whole structure around all its quests. And I really don't think Monster Hunter needs it. Most veterans, I would say, are pretty adapted to the old formula of World and older games, that this setup in Wilds just felt so unnecessary. I don't know. There's a very clear line between convenience and what's the word I'm looking for? The word where you streamline. Streamline, that's the word I'm looking for. Oh, that was a tempered wound that just opened up. Oh my goodness. But he was stuck in a shock trap. What a waste. Granted, a lot of damage, so it's worth it. But losing that stun as well, kind of a shame. But anyways. Yeah, I still believe that some games deserve to be difficult. And Monster Hunter and Dark Souls are both game series that deserve that treatment. Just make them difficult. They're supposed to be, in my opinion. The biggest reason why most people's first Monster Hunter is the most difficult is because of how much they ask you to learn when playing the game, because they really fundamentally make you change the way you see games. The way you play them is so fundamentally different, in my opinion. It's just sort of how it is. There's a reason why most people say Dark Souls is one of the hardest game series ever, because of their clunkiness and the way they like to make games. Monster Hunter was very much like that. They have a lot of, I wouldn't say clunkiness, but a weight behind their attacks. Like, you have to pick and choose what you do, when you do it, where you do it. And that methodology meant a lot to a lot of people. But they really streamlined it with these large marks. Like, we don't need these glowing bits at all. Like, you could still see wounds when they open up, because you could see big red gashes anyways. I know he has a wound on his head. Let me see if I could just show it now. Oh, yeah, right over there. You can see right there that he has a big red gash on his back neck-ish area that you don't need the focus mode to see. And I mean, I opened the wound there because I guess I was hitting that area enough. So in theory, I can keep attacking him until, you know, I do enough damage to pop the wound. I don't know, gives a bit more purpose to weakness exploit, since weakness exploit is all about hitting weak spots. But not much of a point to it when the wounds disappear immediately after doing a focus strike. Look at me, I'm just knocking this guy around. Honestly, that was a really good like I was in the mode, just in the flow state. But yeah, focus mode, pretty much clutch claw on steroids. They really saw the clutch claw that most people hated, and just said, "Hey, what if we did the same thing, but more?" Like seriously. Like I played this game already with a lot of HUD turned off. I wish I could turn off those skills too. Those are honestly really annoying to me. I don't know. This game is such a commitment, and honestly, the people that enjoy it are commit to it. Those who don't commit to it tend to stop playing it by the end or sooner of the campaign itself. So, at that point, you really gotta ask, like, hey, do you want to make the game for the people who actually play it, or the people who don't even finish the campaign? And by making Wilds the way they did, they made their choice. They decided to make the game for those who never finished it, as opposed to the people who play it even after the campaign. Okay. Get out of here. He's only paralyzed. He'll get out of it in just a sec. But I flashed Walahara. Hopefully we could just ignore that. Oh, now he's back to attacking me. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. I was rolling back and moving backwards. I don't think I should have been hit there. Yeah, not really sure why I decided to start talking about game difficulty now. It's already been talked about over the moon and back. And there's really nothing to do about it. But yeah, the end game now feels a bit better, and hopefully in the expansion they make more monsters 10-star, because although they did make Rumpapello a 10-star, they made him a 10-star because he was the least hunted monster, which I feel is kinda messed up, because other monsters like Chemistries don't get a fair chance at this, because a lot of event quests actually involve Chemistries. Not really sure why, but there's at least 2 quests, event quests I think, specifically, that have multiple Chemistries, and by multiple I mean 3. And with people doing that a lot, you're naturally going to have Chemistries as a more hunted monster than others. Of course, there's some event quests with, I think there's at least an event quest for every monster in the game. I can't quite guarantee that right now, as I'm not looking through the list. But yeah, there was even an event quest with Blangonga, and having like 3 of those in the Wounded Hollow. I personally did that one a lot, not because I enjoy fighting Blangonga. There were a lot of them, and I enjoyed fighting like so many monsters at the same time, and just hitting them all together. Like I like hitting big groups of monsters, so I played it a lot with like Gunlance. If you played Gunlance and you played that Blangonga quest, you probably got so many damage numbers that it was crazy. But anyways, my point is, Blangonga also had a multi event quest. And then Chatakraba, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like he deserves it the most, because just because I feel like people fought him, granted probably mostly as a punching bag, but he was sort of the designated punching bag. Like people wanted to fight him. He's such a cute monster, to be honest. Um, he's just a frog, which is more of a reptile than monkey. So I think that's the line I'm drawing between the monkey, the beast, I guess I should call them, and in the Chadacabra. Because I've already said plenty of times how much I don't care about the monkeys. Because they're not even classified as any type of wyvern, they just made up Fang the Beast this time. Really just ranting about whatever. Even though Chadacabra physically looks very similar to all the other monkey monsters because they're very like front forearm heavy monsters. Ajarakan, Kangalala, Blanganga, Rajang. Chadacabra also has like big forearms, like big arms, and he fights with those. He doesn't jump around as much as the others. But Chadacabra is, you know, a reptile, unlike the monkeys, and I think I just have a bias towards the reptiles. Maybe that's probably the reason why I like him so much more than the others. I do also wish Chadacabra had a more expanded moveset and got a harder difficulty, because it wasn't until they added 9 stars that they started increasing the speed of the monsters. Where's he going? 7. As far as I know, he's coming up here. Yeah, he's coming up here. But yeah, it'd be really nice to see what they could have done by making Chadacabra a 10 star. There's a lot of other cool monsters like Anjanath. He got a 9 star. A good bunch of them got 9 stars, which I think is pretty good. I very much like that because I like having just higher difficulties of monsters, because I'm not a fan of hunting a monster and killing it within 2 minutes. I think that's very boring and not worth the hunt at all. I liked the guiding lance, granted after all of the balancing changes, specifically because I was just able to just hunt monsters without issue, going one after another, and I was able to join other people's guiding lance and just enjoy it that way. I don't know. Something about just going out on a big map and just hunting random monsters is really fun. They definitely spent a lot of time in the guiding lands, and I'm thinking of at some point going back to World, because it's a fun game. I actually, I want to say last year, even while playing Wilds, I played World with a couple other friends. I somehow dodged that. I don't know how I dodged that. Had that hit me, it definitely would have killed me. But yeah, last year I was playing World with some friends, and I was actually properly hunting Kul. Kul Tarath was actually a monster I avoided a lot, not because I didn't like him or her, but just simply because that was a monster you needed multiple hunters to hunt. And as someone who played solo for so many years, that option was just not available to me. I don't know if I still have them up, but I have a lot of videos where I was doing a lot of event quests from World on the way to Wilds, because when it was announced, I was like, you know what, I'll do all the event quests that I haven't done. And that was when I was kind of new to YouTube and I didn't know how I wanted to edit them. I'd probably do it more like how I'm doing it now, if I were to go back and do it again. But yeah, World is a fun game still, even when I went back and played it with my friends. Granted, my builds are still weird and I don't have endgame. By endgame, I mean Vitalis. I beat Elytreon. I kind of want to see if I could solo him. If anyone's interested in me playing World again and soloing Elytreon for no good reason, let me know. I definitely find the game fun. Definitely think it should have been more of the style this game should have taken. Um, but this game's fun in its own way. 15 minutes. That's a very good hunt. My last hunt for today, my double, I think the other was 20, 21 minutes. I could be misremembering, but it was definitely 20 or more. So 19 minutes is pretty good. Um, but yeah, if you want me to, or you want to see me do like other monsters or even play in Monster Hunter World, feel free to let me know. I'm willing to fight whatever. At some point, once I do Proof of a Hero, and if I manage to beat it, because once I do start doing it, I'm going to keep doing it every day till I beat it. And then once I do beat it, I'm thinking of doing like a rotation between all the apexes. Just every day do a different apex. So this time it'll include Jindahad, but also I'm thinking of trying Omega, doing the regular Omega, not Savage, and just hunting him until I can solo him. I do have obviously end game gear, unlike World. Um, so I have Dogma and everything, and I have pretty good builds, all things considered. So hopefully, I should be, in theory, more than capable of soloing Omega. But Omega is such a different fight that even now with this end game gear, I really you still have to put in quite the effort to solo him. So I am actually kind of looking forward to that because Omega, although not a monster, they gave him a lot of attention and made his fight actually pretty well. So if you took the time to watch this video, thank you very much. Leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.